Japaningos.
Hello.
Yes. Here with Khol Curtis. This is officially day one RightChoice, right?
Day
First
one
full day.
RightChoice, yeah.
First full day. What are you thinking so far?
It's good. The food's good. Tell you what. Company's good.
Yeah, we started first lunch break at Oddbird. I don't know how we could have started anywhere else, so.
I don't know. I think everything else is downhill from here, though.
Okay. This is not a burger review or anything, and I wanted to talk real estate, but we're right to food. We literally just finished lunch. Don't BS and over talk it, but what did you think of the Oddbird experience?
It was probably one of the best burgers I've had. I don't eat onions, but let me tell you, what was it called? The Haggard?
The chicken was the Haggard and the burger was the Oklahoma.
There was a lot of onion on it, but that was good.
Yeah.
The chicken burger was perfectly crunchy. That's I don't know. That'd be my go-to for sure. That was a good burger.
This is a match made, eh? Going for some foods.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was my first time ever. We had some poutine there, some poutine. That was pretty good too. I don't know what their gravy was. We both think maybe some vinegar somehow.
Oh yeah, something. It was nice.
Because they do a salt and vinegar French fry, but this maybe I don't know. I don't know what they were doing, but it was delish.
It's a good choice.
So yeah, let's how about some real estate? What do you so far? We've spent a little bit of time. We did today showing some houses.
Yeah.
Just what are you thinking about? And like we've been doing some stuff, setting up all your accounts and whatever. How do you feel so far about how this is going?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I'm happy to be here. It's so far a good experience. The backing behind your brand and the company is insane. The last 2 days, the help that I've received in the constructive criticism has been insane. It's the exact lead and way that I had to go, and it's a perfect fit in my eyes so far. I mean, so good, right?
I think so too. I think we're still on our first date here, being so new, but I think the fit for both of us is going to be really good.
We're still in the honeymoon period, but
it's not even.
Good. We shared a poutine. I don't share food with anybody. We shared a poutine, so
yeah, we did.
It's a step in the right direction for my immune system.
And the sandwiches, we cut them in half and shared them. That is almost exactly what I would have done with my wife. It just would have been truffle fries instead of the poutine. But so yeah, so far we've looked at some houses. Like you've been in real estate now 2 years. Yeah?
2 years, yeah.
Just so in your 2 years, you've seen some things. Like I only know my life in real estate, so I don't know, like from what you've been used to now. How does it seem? I don't know what it was like for you before, really.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a horrible thing. Go out and show houses. If they like them, you put an offer in. But the way that you handle it and the way that you speak with everybody, it's not so much a business relationship, which is what I like. I enjoy that, where I don't try to make clients, I try to make friends. Yeah. And you're on a friend level from the beginning, and it's more trusting in my eyes.
Right.
And right off the bat, with everybody I've seen you talk to and that we've interacted with, that's exactly what it is. And you know, there's agents in the business which they're not doing anything wrong, and you know, they've been in a lot longer than I am, but some of them are strictly clients, and that I'm not that style, and your style's similar to mine, where you make friends and be professional where you need to be, and make sure that you're on the ball, and then you know when to crack the joke to break the ice, and it's working, and it's the way that I like to be, so it's good. It's going well, yeah. It's different having one-on-one rather than 1-on-100, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. See, and I think the timing for you coming here was really good, because I had no idea what's going to happen moving forward or not, but being first person in here, it's straight up one-on-one. There's nobody else. This is us. This is us rolling. We don't have to cut the burger into 3 or 4. It's just in half.
Half, the perfect amount of food.
What is it that you're looking for? We've kind of talked about this before, but what is it that you're looking for from me and from RightChoice moving forward? Like we've talked about mentorship, right? And
Well, overall, like I said about the constructive criticism, if I'm doing something that, you know, could be changed or could be more
Improved.
improved or more convenient or feasible even, and you tell me how that is, then that's the way that I want it to be done. I don't want it to be, no beating around the bush. Or if there's something that you think can better my business over the course of 5 months just by one little change, I want to know.
Right.
And right off the bat, like I said, it's already like that, and it's in good shape. Like already the thoughts of changing in the ways that you guys have explained it, it makes so much sense.
Awesome.
And it's a whole different experience having just one-on-one and all the time, keeping up and always being available. That's a big one. I text you and within minutes I have a response, where it wasn't like that before. I'd text and it would take hours, sometimes days, to get a response, and that's where I think the biggest thing is to have that kind of backing is huge.
And I'll tell you that's how I am with you, but that's how I do with as many people as possible, friends, clients, people reaching out about properties. I find today nobody wants to wait.
No,
nobody. Everybody's got an urgent matter of some sort, or they just want to hear, and it's just how I am too. So I'm hoping, because one of the biggest things, not just in real estate, I find when you're working with people, not even working with people, just people, is having good communication. And part of that is responding in a timely fashion and just being able to communicate well.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of people, not just realtors, have a problem. I shouldn't say it's a problem. Maybe aren't as proficient with communication. It should be, I don't want to say common knowledge, but something that's constantly worked on.
Yeah, it's a practice in the business. It should be.
Yeah, because just communicating on all levels is
important. That's a big thing that I have to get used to. It's not that I've never answered my clients or anything like that. However, responding in a timely manner, or if I don't know the answer and waiting for an answer, it'll be an entirely different experience in general. Yeah. Right. And again, that is something that I have to work on, in the manner of being able to respond faster than what I was. I don't wait days, but I'm not minutes, and there's reasons for that, of course. But that's just what it is. So to be able to see the way that you run your business, the way that has made you become who you are, and just the punctuality that you have it's crazy, and it's an organizational skill that not a lot of people have. That is what drives you, right? So, and it works, and that's
it takes work at it. It's not something you just, I don't think you wake up with that. It's something you work on to make happening. But yeah, absolutely, yeah, and that's one of the things that I even know I'm not perfect at everything that way, but looking to make it better. And this is how this relationship is going to be good for both of us, because we're going to work well together, where we're going to be able, as we move forward, you're going to be able to help alleviate some of my time and be able to sharpen my pencil, and you're going to be sharpening along the way too.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I like. And yeah, I've been in 2 years, and I wouldn't consider myself experienced by any means, but I'm still a rookie. Greenhorn, as you'd say, or bluehorn, baby bluehorn. However, I've gotten a grasp of things on how to do it, and it's just good that I'll have that to bring me up that much higher, is to have the right choice behind me.
Love it. Yeah. Now, I think we have to touch on a lesson that we're learning on already in this transition, and not that we have to bring up who or what, but with the transition we've seen, I think a very valuable lesson was learned here that I think anybody that listens or watches this, about owning your domain.
Yeah, website. if you plan on having a website, which everybody, it's 2019, you should have some sort of social platform that anybody can go to see exactly where you came from, what you're about, and how you strive yourself as a business person and a professional. Make sure, number one rule, do not pay somebody to build your site with a domain. Buy your domain, because at the end of the day, when you don't have your name, mine, KholCurtis.com,
that's your name.
That's my name. That's my website. It's the first thing people are going to think about. You know, oh yeah, check out my website. Well, KholCurtis.com, it's my website. But the problem is,
didn't own the domain.
I didn't own the domain.
So let me just cut you off for a sec, Cole. Sorry. When this is something, KholCurtis.com is a website that you own, but not the domain. The domain is, without me, I'm no tech guru, but it's the real estate, it's the interwebs real estate that you own that website name.
Yes.
And it is not uncommon for people to make the mistake Cole made. I'll call it a mistake. I don't
Absolutely
like it. But Cole hired a company to build out his website. That's smart. Don't want to be coding or doing HTML or any of that. But person building out the site, the company building out the site, purchased the domain in their name and not Cole's name. And that's anybody listening. You're building a website, you go to GoDaddy or wherever and you buy the domain yourself. You don't let anybody buy the domain in your name, because now we're being held captive.
Yeah, running into, you know, and if they can't, because you don't own the domain, you can't get on there to take the site down. If it's representing another company that you were represented under prior to your switch, or whatever the case is, at the end of the day, you're not in compliance anymore, and that site technically can't be up.
Yeah.
And when you run into that issue, that's a big transitional issue when it comes to going somewhere else to better your business.
Yeah. And this applies not just real estate, anything.
Anything.
It's like buying a house and putting it in somebody else's name and expecting them to do whatever you want with it. It's not in your name. It's not
your house.
It's not your house.
It's your money, but it's not your house.
Not your domain. So this is something I don't think most people would know this. How would you have ever known this if you didn't come across this? It's one of those things. It's not a problem until it's a problem.
Exactly, and I would have never known it, and I could have, if I never made a switch, I would have never come across that issue, you know, and it's a learning experience, it's a learning curve.
100%. So
always own your own stuff.
Own your domain. And now, you've come over to RightChoice. Love it.
The RightChoice.
The RightChoice.
RightChoice to go to RightChoice.
We don't have your old domain yet, but you purchased a new domain.
That's KholCurtis.ca.
KholCurtis.ca. Did that go in RightChoice's company's name?
No, absolutely not. That went into Khol Curtis's name.
None of that shit. It's yours.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not. Nobody should be holding their clients, employees, anything hostage by owning a domain. I think this is good enough rant on that.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
own your domain.
Thought of the day, own your domain.
Yeah, own it.
If it's something that can be held against you later in life, make sure it's yours.
Yeah. Do not lose leverage like that. I'm happy that, well, we haven't got it yet. We're literally full day one on the job here. We haven't been able to get it yet, but
and that's 3 days. 3 days that we've been waiting.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it. But what else? I think I'd like to hear, I don't even know, I think we talked about this, but I'm not sure, but I'd still like to hear it anyways. Why real estate?
Well,
and even before you answer, should I cut you off?
No.
I think so far, us being not even honeymoon, on the first dates, I think you seem like a good fit for the job. So I gotta say that. But how did the happening start?
Well, you want the life story? Not full life, but you want the career story?
I think
on how it came to real estate?
Well, what interested you about your real estate? How
Well,
do you want
growing
to
up-
handle this?
To be brutally honest, well, growing up, I've always been interested in two things. Well, that's driving transport truck and heavy machineries and just big machines in general. And going from that, and then real estate. It was always, sales and real estate, interacting in houses. I grew up 24/7, whether it was cartoons. If I wasn't watching cartoons, I was watching HGTV. And
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's just what it was. When I had an apartment back a few years ago in Welland, and that was the only channel that I cared about. It's all that was on my TV. And HGTV is, it shows you a lot of things in the business. Mind you, TV is a lot different than real life.
I was just gonna say
It's a lot
people
different.
tend to think that real estate life is like they show it on HGTV.
Oh, absolutely not. It's a much different experience, and it's a much different job than what HGTV shows. However, so I did the trucking thing, and I was ready for a little bit of a change. And sales it was, be a professional, trying something new. I always loved real estate. I loved the badge, real estate, real estate sales representative. Houses it's a great thing. You get to walk through a different house every day, show different houses, see different structures and builds, the way that one builder will build something compared to another.
Just today we've seen some different things with different
We've
houses.
seen a lot of different things. Some that didn't make a lot of sense, and some that did.
One pipe in the basement.
Yeah, they coming right through the plaster, and instead of just going down a bit, they plastered over it, and the pipe was sticking out.
A little bit of an oversight there.
Yeah.
These things happen.
It worked, but it's not something I would personally do, but It is what it is. So real estate, it's something I wanted to do. I worked hard at getting the license when I did, and then I jumped into it, and I tried. I did, and now it's just something that I love to do. It's at the end of the day, it's the thought of it. It's what I want to do. It's going in, showing houses. You learn along the way on what to look for in a house by sitting in on home inspections and other things.
Yeah.
You can better your clients by doing that. And when you're going through, a house and you see a beautiful one, and then you go through, it's the difference of being a real estate agent. You can go through any home and see the potential.
Yeah.
You can look through anything, whether it's cluttered, destroyed, outdated, and you can see the potential of what it could be and what the value would be and what the cost would be to get it to that.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved, and just working with different people every day.
So
Just seeing, hearing different voices, hearing different aspects of other people.
So these are things that I like about this career as well. What have you found as like one of the biggest challenges or things that you don't like as much, or maybe even what you didn't expect? Anything along those lines?
The biggest challenge would
Like,
probably
real estate's
be
tough. It's not.
A lot of people think that it's get your license, it's a weekend course, which I might add, it is not, and it is a very expensive license to obtain and maintain.
Right.
But a lot of people think it's, get your license and you're rich. You make a whole lot of money. No, you work very hard for your money, first of all. And secondly, it's not as easy to get people to trust you to make the biggest purchase in their life with you.
Right.
And you have to earn every piece of business that you get. And the most challenging, I thought, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of family. Why wouldn't they use me? And what I understand, it's the biggest purchase in your life. Some people don't like mixing friends and business, or family and business, and it's understandable.
I've got some scars myself of people that I thought that would never even know another realtor, that they would never even call anybody else, and then they don't end up working with me for any reason.
Absolutely.
It's happened. Like it's
just not, or it's hard to keep up on too. It's not to keep it at the top of your mind, to remind people that you're in real estate, because you don't want to be that annoying person, right? And that's where you've marketed yourself properly, because it's not, it's not every single thing that you post isn't about real estate, but everybody knows.
Yeah.
Right? It's marketed properly, and I don't want to be that guy where it's like, oh, there's 17 different ways to do your bathroom. Nobody cares about stuff like that.
10 ways to organize your closet.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I think that's a big challenge, is how to remind people that you are in real estate and that you want to be their first choice, and the right choice.
Nice.
But without being annoying.
Yeah.
And that was a big challenge, and that is still a big challenge for me on how to market that properly and to get the people to trust me by what I'm posting.
Right.
And you have done a great job at that. Like I said,
I'm really looking forward to your presence, your content creations, your story that's going to be told, because I think you're a great fit here, and I think that a lot of people are going to enjoy when your contents start getting out there. I know so. Yeah. I feel the hope so. I remember hoping when I started.
Exactly.
But you're gonna. We're day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever we call it today. Still brand new here. We haven't even started working on how we're gonna be making happenings out there with that. Like right now, we're on our way back to the office. We're gonna do an offer together, right? Where this is gonna be our first offer. We haven't even talked about this, but what I want to do is I want to draft up the offer, and I want to see how you draft up the offer too, so we can see how it would compare.
Absolutely.
So, because right now we're showing houses this morning, 2 different clients, and our second client, they want to do an offer, and even though Khol seems completely competent, I still want to see how you write up your offers. Everybody kind of does things a little bit differently, whatever. So
absolutely, yeah.
We'll see that. It's nice that we have a little bit of time that we don't have to have the offer written up in the next 4 minutes, so we can both do it and go over it and see how we did it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, the forms are standard, but still, everybody's got a little bit of a different
swing
approach.
on it. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We'll see. I also want to see, even if you want to ask or whatever, just from being there with the clients, what you think should go in the offer or not. Even though we were talking about it and stuff, I think it's a good on-the-job training. That's basically this is how this job works. That's actually something that I find interesting too. You talked about the school and weekend course and stuff. How do you feel the schooling was compared to actual real life? Did it prepare you?
Not at all. No, it's completely different. School prepared you for fairly well for the legality side of things. They didn't prepare you for how to properly write up an offer while protecting yourself and your client's best interest. Even though, yes, they do prepare you for the legality, but how do you properly protect yourself in the whole situation while protecting your clients?
Right.
Or what if you're doing both ends of the situation? You're working for your seller and the buyer.
Right.
It doesn't teach you that. You have to figure a lot of it out on your own and from help from others on who went through it themselves. School is nothing like the real thing.
School, I found, it's a really, really, really light foundation for the working of what it is to be a realtor. Like when you come out, when I came out, I wasn't even close to being proficient at the paperwork. What it made me was frightened of the paperwork.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I didn't want to screw up anything.
Exactly.
But I came out at least understanding concepts a little bit. But yeah, just that little bit versus what it actually takes in the day-to-day, as we call them, shit tunnels.
Exactly, the shit tunnels.
There's no shit tunnels in schooling.
Yeah, well, like it's just like, well, school tells you how to do it properly, apparently, and then you get out of school and you draft up your first offer or a mock offer. Right. And you show it to somebody who's been in the business, 15 years and works closely with the RICO council and everything else, where they know exactly what they're doing and how to protect yourself and protect your clients. And you throw things in there that you've learned in school, and they're like, no, you never do that. You never do that. You never do that. And you wonder why, and you learn it in real life.
Like, okay, so like what would be something like
a seller property information sheet.
Oh, right.
I would never advise my clients to fill that out. And it's specifically because you're opening up a can of worms that does not legally have to be opened.
Right.
And you're putting yourself and your clients at risk.
In school, were they preaching this spiss? I can't even remember. Were they saying
To be brutally honest, I have no idea, but I'm sure they did.
Either.
It's a big part of the course.
Yeah.
You know, on how to properly fill everything out, and it's not something that I would advise ever to fill out a seller property information statement.
The only time that I can recall at the moment filling out a spiss for a listing was I didn't fill out the entire spiss, but we addressed so the spiss is seller property information statement. It's 4 pages of questions. When you have a listing, we have to go over it with our client, but we don't have to complete it. It's like, but the only time that I did one was I was selling a grow-up. This beautiful home that had previously been used to grow some legal adult cannabis. Lying, it was illegal at the time. So that's something that we have to disclose as realtors.
Yes.
That's a stigma, a latent defect, and yeah, we filled out, but just that part of the spiss.
Yeah.
And we literally said, yes, it's been used for the growth of marijuana, 32 plants. I don't even know if they made it to harvest. And we put in there, I think it was 3 or 4 months. And that's what we did for the spiss. But yeah, never fill out the whole spiss.
No, only things that are pertinent to the fact that you have to disclose.
Yeah.
If there's something that you don't have to disclose, I'm not saying if you want to disclose things, it's never bad to disclose things to make yourself feel comfortable at night. But disclosing is very good, and it's illegal not to disclose certain things. But if you're going to disclose everything that can hurt yourself or your house.
It's not even disclosing. There's questions on the spiss that you can answer truthfully, honestly, and be wrong.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's when you, in a situation that, you know, well, has the basement ever leaked? Has the basement ever leaked since being built? Well, you don't know. You've only owned it for 4 years. The house has been built for 20.
Yeah.
How do you answer that properly? You're answering it in a pretense that you've owned it,
right?
But you haven't.
Exactly.
So that's that's
the
biggest one in my eyes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of others as well, like how the buyer agrees to pay the seller on the date of closing the following amount.
Mm-hmm.
How that goes.
Yeah.
You don't want to put dates in there because if you change something and forget or it's overlooked, then the contract's completely wrong.
Yeah, it can be in breach. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a lot of different things.
Yes. Yeah, this will be interesting when we write this off air shortly.
Yeah.
To see how you handle these things.
Exactly. We'll see where it goes.
All right. Well, we're just about back at headquarters here, so I think this was a good chat. Good little introduction to Khol. I'm really excited about this whole thing. So far, like I said, everything's great. I think we're going to make lots of happenings here.
Absolutely.
And
Happenings.
Happenings.